which is fine.
So it's just going to pop on live over
We
there.
started a few minutes early. I'm trying to get used to this kind of stuff, but yeah, it looks like it's ready to go in a few minutes. I have my streaming says it's going to work, but right now I really want to know how you're doing.
Oh, we're live on YouTube now. There it is.
There it is. Finally, we are finally live on YouTube.
Yeah,
I have the chat ready to go. I have the chat here ready to go. I'm excited it worked. So awesome. let's start off by asking, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a week. This is a pleasure getting 2 weeks in a row with you.
Yeah, man. Life is good. I'm really looking forward to vacation next week, but I got to get so many things done this week. Like we're putting one more vending machine out there. We're moving one, so I got to get both of them ready to go because they're both supposed to go April 1st. And I'm going on vacation all next week, so I got to have them ready to go before then.
When are you leaving for vacation?
Monday. We're going to the Shenandoah Mountains in Virginia.
Very nice.
And then I got some family in Northern Virginia, D.C. area. We're going to go visit them and spend a couple days in D.C., check out some sites. Got some tickets to go up the Washington Monument. Contacted my congressman to see if I can get in the White House, but he hasn't got back to me yet because apparently it's a thing again. I guess Melania brought it back, and you can't just go. So
I did the tour before COVID, and it's pretty cool. It actually is a really cool thing.
Yeah, I've never done it. So
DC is a great walking city, right? You don't need a car. You just bounce around on your feet. It's a great. It's clean as you would not believe. Like the government office part of it is so spotless and clean. So that's good. So I'm leaving Monday too. I'm in Orlando for work Monday to Friday. I'm going to tell you, talk about a criminal activity. I'm going to Disney, of course, right? So I'm going to work Monday to Friday, and then Friday I'm going to sneak off to Disney for Friday night and Saturday day, and I'll come home Sunday. And I went to buy park passes. Have you seen what the price of park passes are now? Have you had any idea that they are now charging? So I bought only a 2-day pass, which is all I need. And I didn't even buy the park hopper. I'm just going to do one park one day. That was like $300. All right. So listen, it's $300. I get it. It's Disney. They now are offering this like ultimate lightning pass that you can buy for another like $285 a day. Now it gets you to the front of everything the whole day. But if you're a family of 4, you're adding $1,000.
There's no way. Or all the people who are going to buy it and then make me stand in line longer with my family of 4.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm going to I got good news on I got a cortisone shot on my knee, so I'm doing all right there. And hopefully everything will be fine. I do have I want to share something first. I don't know, do you know Big Sean? I do want to just recognize my man Big Sean here, and I'm going to share the screen. Do you know Sean? Sean passed away. He was a member of the Break Club and MBB and on our Discord, and he was always on my live streams. And he was actually on my live stream last Monday, and I still got his cards here that I don't want to send him to his house now. Right? I'm gonna just refund his family, and his wife was already saying how many cards she had when she was talking to the group. But he passed away unexpectedly, and I just want to give a shout out to Sean. He was such a gentleman. Every time he was online, and always the first one in my room. Always ask how the daughter's doing, school. Just guy was a gem, and gone way too soon. So shout out to Sean, and sending love and prayers to his family. So sorry to open with that, but I felt it was appropriate to kind of one of our hobbies own gone too soon. Anyway, yeah. That's Big Sean, and tomorrow he's going to be laid out. All right, let's talk sports. Did anyone join our chat yet? Not yet. I don't see anyone in chat, but we all live on YouTube, right?
Yeah, well, I know there are 70 people in that Buck City Breaks chat room right now. BCB, it's their last week in the studio until Chris moves to
where's he going?
His new house in his basement. He got a studio he built in his new house in his basement. like Minuteman Scott's over there, Eric Hecker's over there, Mr. Daniels there. I saw Jeff showed up.
Now, these guys all live pretty close. You guys all live pretty close to each other, right? Like the Hobby Hotbed is by you.
It's in Columbus, Ohio. So there's a lot of people over there, and on their stream right now, they're raising money for Ripping for the Cure, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation that Hecker puts together. So most of the people who are going to be watching us are over there, and that's just great.
We'll
watch us later.
We'll probably head over to that then as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah, I was gonna pop over and actually like be there, but my kids got soccer practice tonight. Then we got this going on. Got to get some sleep. Got to do some more work before I get out next week. It just wasn't in the cards for me this year. But every other year they've done it. I've been over there.
How far away are they?
20, 25 minutes.
Oh, it's nothing. Wow.
Well, Scott lives like 5 minutes away, but the BCB studio is probably 25 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. How are they doing, BCB? Good?
They're trucking along as best as they can. I mean, Chris is awesome. He's got
he is.
Great community he's built. Finally getting out of the giant building that they have. So he's going to move his operation back to his basement where him and Adam started. But Adam lives in North Carolina now, so it's pretty much just Chris. And he's going to give it a go, see if he can keep the train on rolling. And we wish him the best, and hopefully it works out for him, man. He's
especially the good people, right? Like,
yeah, he's definitely the good people. Because Scott was doing some racks for some people, and he actually kind of pulled the old fast one where he had a group on the left and a group on the right, but didn't tell them each other. So I'm in one of these groups like, hey, we're going to rack these guys. We need these cards are like $20 or something. Well, he says the same thing to the other group about us. So he gets on there, and I'm watching their stream, and he gives us some stuff. But one of them things Chris had was I think it's a wild card Audric Estime 1 of 1 that someone hit in one of his breaks and just donated to me. And another one was a Prism Audric Estime auto that he's like, yeah, like when stuff like this comes out, people are just like, oh, I'll give it to Chris. Give it to it's a couple dollar card, but it's worth way more to me personally than it is to them. And to be able to be part of that community, man, it's great.
I saw the Skeens card you posted today on Twitter. I tried to give it some love and retweet it. So I don't have a graded one. I was shocked that
right
card.
Here.
Yeah, I'm shocked that card. No, is that the Prism one?
Here's the X-Fractor.
That's the one, the X-Fractor I saw, yeah.
Yeah, I got the X-Fractor. This is just a rainbow foil, but both of those came in back 10s. These are my personal cards. And I've got the yellow came back in 9. And just the Bay Stadium Club came back in 9. I got these up for like $20 on eBay. Or I just keep them because they're cool to have. But the rainbow foil and the X-Tractor, they're going for $120.
I know, I saw that.
$120 for it all day.
I've actually done all right with the Skeen stuff, right? When you buy the mega boxes, you get the mega box version, and when you buy like the hobby box, they have the prisms and stuff. But I found in the shoebox, typical story. You see that you get this card 2 years ago, and you're like, I don't know who this guy is. And it was like numbered to 25, right? So it's a Skeens Bowman Platinum, numbered to 25. And then on the Pro Debut, I hit an orange numbered to 25. And then I hit that Nolan Ryan SSP that he came out with in Topps Now. It was the one where it's him and Ryan. He broke like the record for most games in a row with strikeouts. I've been very lucky with Skeens.
I just want to say, since you said Topps Now, that they're coming out with the Bowman U now.
I saw that today.
Tournament, and I'm just like, just a money grab. I mean, they had the ACC tournament, Con Knippel MVP autograph, and it was like to number 49 or lower, and it was $150. I'm like, in what world is even like the 1 of 1 Con Knippel Duke card gonna get you, $300? Like,
you talking about a money grab? I had this teed up for you, and I'm going to share it now since it's here. But you telling me that this is not just a total let's go after Skeens? Why is next week 2024 Topps Heritage high number coming out next week?
See, I understood during COVID because everything was pushed back, but you
Correct.
got to be caught up by now.
Of course, this is a complete money grab. Everyone's going after Skeens. First of all, look, when hobby boxes of heritage,
Ellie's in there too, though. Don't forget.
yeah, that's right. Elliot, well, he wasn't in regular heritage, the earlier release.
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. This is almost like a traded set, right? Like it's the update set.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
But think about it though. It's a year late, and not only that, I saw the hobby box prices, and we're going to talk about the Prism stuff. I was blown away when you texted me, and I started looking at those prices. But hobby boxes of heritage going for over $200 already is outrageous, and the blaster boxes at $60, and it doesn't release till next week. So, just not a fan of that kind of activity just to get a money grab. So
see, I like the tops now. Like I bought some Reds ones, like when Stevenson got called up, when Ellie got called up. There's a couple different ones, but like the NCAA tournament. I mean, I really collect Duke players in their Duke uniform and like Irish players in their Irish uniform and stuff. Like I'm not gonna buy like a $15 Cooper Flag Bowman Now card. I'm just not.
But that makes sense. The stuff you are buying, right? Like I did the same when Dominguez came up and Volpe, and then when Judge hit the 62nd, I bought like things that I want to hold on to. And if you get lucky, you get a numbered one, or you get a Prism one, or a rainbow one, or something, and you get a little lucky. But otherwise, they also have the Tokyo series out now today.
Yeah,
it's just enough. So before we get back into hobby, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the NCAA tournament. Well, actually, last night got off to a great start already. You already had the first four off to a great start. And then tonight, the other two games to get the 11 and the 16 seeds. And I was joking with my brother because one of the guys had Grand Canyon in his pool, right? And I said, I thought they were like an online school only. Like, I didn't even know they had a team. And the degenerate gambler that my brother is actually said, you'll be surprised. They got a great defense, Grand Canyon. Look out for them. So Grand Canyon for the upset in round one as a 13 seed. So that'll be my upset of the week. But anyway, who do you got and what do you like?
Well, of course, I'm going with my Cameron Crazy Dukies here, especially after what they did in the ACC tournament without Cooper Flag. When they're getting Cooper Flag back, and there's so many teams with a great offense, but Duke also has a lockdown defense. Like the SEC reminds me of the Kansas City Chiefs. They're just going to outscore you. Or like the Cincinnati Bengals now with Chase and Higgins. They just got to try to outscore you. Well, Duke can stop you from scoring. No, those SEC teams aren't stopping you from scoring. So I really like the way I traditionally do. I do 3 brackets every year. No matter if Duke's a 1 seed or a 16 seed, I'm taking them to win. And then I do another high, pick that I really think can win. For this year, I really think it's Duke, Alabama, and Auburn. Those are the 3.
So Duke, Alabama, and Auburn. All right. Well,
and
I have two.
My third bracket, I typically do like a 4 to a 6 seed. Like 2 years ago, I did the Minuteman Madness brackets, and I picked UConn. I was the only person to pick UConn, so of course I won it all.
Right.
This year, I got a 4 seed. Not telling you who it is because I don't want people taking my pick, but it might be Clemson. It might be Maryland. I really like Texas Tech, though.
All right, let's see. Who are the other 4s out there? A&M? A&M is a 4.
Your St. John's got a good bracket. I mean, I like Michigan State's bracket. Like
St. John's did. It's interesting that it's considered the West when they're playing in Rhode Island their first game, right? Which is as east as you could be, and I get it. It's where the final 8 are. I get it, but it's just weird. They're playing at 9, but they're getting screwed. 9:45 on the East Coast. That's not the time they should be playing. They're a 2 seed. They should be playing prime time on the and it's fine that it's in Rhode Island, right? It doesn't have to be in the Garden. I'm not asking it to be at Carnesecca Arena. I'm just saying that game should not be at 9:45. And Thursday nights are becoming the new Friday night, so I get it, but that's a tough draw. Now that is some group of coaches in that bracket.
Geez, Calipari.
Bill Self. Right? So you got some bracket there.
So my main bracket that I think is the one to take it all home, my Final Four is Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Tennessee.
Take it all home.
That's the one that I think, and I got Duke winning it all over Florida. That's the one that I mean, obviously I said I take Duke every year, but I honestly think they're winning it all. They're the most talented team. The reasons I stated earlier, they got Con Knippel. They're getting their defense back. Tyrese Proctor's healthy.
When was the last time Duke won a title?
16. Well, 15-16 year. It was 15 because they were champions when my daughter was born. So 14-15. The Grayson Allen year when he was a freshman and went absolutely nuts in the tournament. They beat Wisconsin. Because I remember it was after opening day for the Reds. My dad and I are at the casino down in Cincinnati. My mom and wife are gambling. My dad and I are sitting at the bar with like 20 other people watching the finals, Duke versus Wisconsin, when they had they had like the giant white dude for Wisconsin who was like the number one pick or something and fizzled out, but he was so good.
I want to welcome Kevin from our card honkies. He's in there. And I just put it up on the screen while you were talking. I was so excited to see that we had Tom was a guest already, and Kevin is our first. Well, your brother was a chat member a few weeks ago, so Kevin has joined us now. So 15-16. Yeah, they didn't do it with the Barrett Zion years.
They lost to Michigan State in the Final Four. And it's hilarious because my brother's just saying he has a video of me or of my daughter saying Daddy likes to yell at the TV. Because we were all watching that at my house. And he's got a picture of my
You have a bad rap? You have a bad rap?
Daddy likes to yell at the TV.
Do you yell at the TV?
Oh, of course I yell at the TV.
Yeah. Do you know they sell foam bricks, right, that you can throw at the TV?
No, I don't throw stuff. I yell and I jump around and I do the Happy Gilmore bull dance in the living room.
Happy Gilmore 2 coming to Netflix.
July 4th, isn't it?
Right. We are the official podcast of Happy Gilmore 2. Just so I didn't know if you knew, but we are. Netflix doesn't know yet, and neither does Adam Sandler, but they're going to find out after this. Here's my picks. I have Auburn coming out. I have, do I really think St. John's could win? No, absolutely not. But every time I looked at their game and who they're playing, I said they can beat that team. So I got them coming out of the West. I got Duke coming out of the East, and I have Kentucky out of the Midwest.
Kentucky, okay.
Kentucky's a 3, right? Yeah, they're a 3. And that was the one that I kind of played around a little. I have St. John's over Duke, and I know that's absolutely crazy. But I did do a second bracket that was a little bit more like took my gut out of it, and I had Duke over Auburn in that one. And I think I had them as 77-72. I'll actually I'm not afraid to share my screen either here. I'm gonna
don't forget 2010 they beat Butler too.
Yeah, I was in
the current head coach John Shire was on that team. That's when Gordon Haywood missed the 3-pointer at the end.
I was in Vegas for that one. I was at work and I had to stay over the weekend, and that Monday I was watching the game. It was awesome being there for
I was at my last job, the 911 operator job. The phone did not ring and I'm on phones this day, but we had a TV so you could watch it while you're, not on the phone. The phone did not ring the entire game until Gordon Haywood has that ball and I missed the last shot.
So this is the bracket where I lied to you. I did all the favorites and I have Duke winning this one, but I do have Duke winning 77-72 against Auburn. So I have your Dukies winning there. My trying to stop sharing here on the screen. There we go. All right. So, and then I told you my brother runs this 16. There's 16 guys in it. It's $50 a pop. You get 4 teams. It's versus the spread from DraftKings that day. So there's some like knockout pool feeling to it. I ended up with Louisville, Memphis, Wisconsin, and Purdue. So not terrible. All right. Guess what? Baseball opened. Last week we were talking about these lunatics who were going to get up at 3:00 in the morning and watch baseball. I will tell you that I didn't get up, but I did watch. I watched on my phone. I didn't dare put the TV on at 4:00 in the morning. And the world champion Dodgers are already 2-0, Chris.
And the Reds have a 1-game lead on the Cubs in the NL Central.
And that's right. They're 1 game behind, right?
Oh, the Cubs are, yeah, because they're 0-2.
So what is the magic number for the Reds then?
161.
161.
Yeah, 161.
160, 161, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they only have to win 161 games and they would clinch the division. But Ohtani off to a hot start, right? He homered. Dodgers pitching good.
I went to an in-person live fantasy baseball draft Saturday night last week. My buddies and I have been doing this draft for 15 years. We decided, hey, we're all going to get together. And my very last pick was Enrique Hernandez of the Dodgers, only because he is eligible for like 6 positions. He's eligible to every position except pitcher and catcher. Then after the draft, we might have had a couple of garage beers that night. So I'm just like, man, I don't have enough pitchers. So I drop Enrique Hernandez and pick up like Justin Verlander or someone I think can give me a couple wins. And then Hernandez goes out and has like 4 RBIs. Like I could have just waited a week to get a pitcher and let him play this week and dropped him, but whatever.
Now, I'm not the big. I like that play overseas. I'm all right with it, but I'm not the biggest fan of like that. Now the Dodgers already have 2 games ahead of everyone, and everyone else got to kind of play cat. I don't like that. I wish they could time that a little bit better.
And then they got a week off because no one else starts till a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, I get it. You're traveling across the other side of the world, but who do you like this year in baseball? I have my picks right here, and I'm going to share with you. I got my 6 division winners and my 6 wildcard teams.
Why don't you go first while I think about it?
All right. Well, if I go division by division, you may be able to pick a team while I'm picking. Yeah. So, of course, in the AL East, I'm picking the Yankees.
I'm taking the Orioles.
Okay. In the Central, I got the KC Royals.
Guardians.
I have them make a wild card. So far, we have – now, do you have the Yankees making the playoffs at all?
No.
Okay. I have the Rangers coming back and winning the West. And I have – oh, you have Seattle. Okay. And I have the Tigers as the wild card. I just like the Tigers. I just like them this year. I don't know what.
There's 2 wild cards.
3 wild cards. Baltimore I had, Cleveland, and I had Detroit. You had the Guardians winning the division. So now who are your wild cards?
Texas, Kansas City, and Detroit.
So we're close other than you don't have the Yankees there.
Yeah, I think without the starting pitching, Garrett Cole going down is huge.
Yeah.
Just really an aging team. Like, are you going to get the best out of Cody Bellinger or Paul Goldschmidt? DJ LeMahieu's like 50 now. Can Jason Dominguez catch a ball? Can Giancarlo stay healthy?
Easy on that AARP comment there.
I mean, like Aaron Judge, he's gonna win the MVP probably, but
I actually have Witt winning the MVP this year.
He's very well could. I mean, it could be Gunnar Henderson.
I have him.
You know, it's gonna be Jose Ramirez.
Well, let's face it, Jose Ramirez is a Hall of Famer. You know that. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer. The guy
he's the most underrated player. No one talks about him. And he's like, I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to stay in Cleveland. Took less money to stay in Cleveland. It's like,
yeah,
I'm making 180 million. That's enough. I don't need 300. I'll stay here.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely underrated. There's no doubt. I mean, he kills the Yankees. He kills them. Now I'm going to give you my National League. I got the Dodgers. That's an easy one. I got the Reds.
I got the Reds.
And I got the Phillies. I know that's not I know that's probably not a fan favorite here in the New York area, but I got the Phillies.
I got the Mets.
You do have the Mets winning the division. Okay.
I got the Phillies and Padres and Braves in the playoffs.
Then we got the same. I have the Mets and Phillies just flip-flopped, and then I have the Braves and the Padres. Any surprises that we could see? You think the Toronto Blue Jays do anything? You think the Red Sox do anything?
Nope.
You think
if it's gonna be anybody, the Milwaukee Brewers.
What about
the Arizona Diamondbacks have an elite pitching staff.
Yeah. They actually in a couple of different polls, they picked pretty high to do something as well. So you asked a question when we were doing our pre-show chat, and it kind of leads me to and it's also because my daughter lives there, but I mean, could the Pirates do something? They got a decent pitching staff, right? They're young. You got O'Neal Cruz, and if Brian Hayes ever does something, maybe we find ourselves with a Pirates team that can get the wild card.
I think if the Pirates hang around to the All-Star break, they're everybody in America is going to be rooting for them.
Yeah, especially if Skeens is starting the All-Star game.
Paul Skeens is very likable.
He is.
And people are talking about how much that Skeens card's going for and all that, and why other pitchers he's the most marketable person in Major League Baseball, not named Shohei Ohtani. He's got a beautiful, influencer girlfriend. He's the #1 pick out of national championship LSU. His pregame antics and warm-ups are going viral. Yeah. He's so good. And he's just very likable.
He's the face of the show. He's the face of the show. He's the face of the show.
Pittsburgh and Detroit have been bad for so long that it's like the Lions. People just rooted for him because, man, they got to finally win. Or
I feel that way about the Tigers. That's what I feel about the Tigers. Yeah. I don't know why. I do.
Skubal is so good. Even Shane Baz is really good.
I have on my list, your question was, which players can hurt/help their stock? Any make or break hobby players? That was your question, right? And I know you had noted a few things. You said, Bellinger, and I know you're a big Bellinger guy. You always were. I remember you were buying Bellinger when I first met you. You were buying a lot of Bellinger.
I got a lot of Bellinger.
So I do think he's one of those people, right, that could have a good year in New York, the bright lights of the city, maybe win a division. Acuna's got another, 2 months on the shelf?
I'm not sure, but he's got to come back and play.
I think it's 2 more months he's on the shelf. And then you asked about Trout, and he's another one, right? Do you know Trout's 22 home runs away from 400? I mean,
no.
We're talking about a guy that, had he played, he might be pushing 5-something.
He could be Barry Bonds numbers.
Yeah. I mean, he's 22 away from 400. So I think Belly's a good one. Acuna, obviously, we need to see what he does. 2 months still on the shelf. And I think everyone wants to see. Do you think Trout? I think Trout's very likable. I think everyone wants to see this guy.
He's always injured. I don't think he can really help or hurt his numbers as far as card value go, in my opinion, unless he hits 73 bombs and breaks Bonds' record or wins the World Series, which I don't see it happening. But he is what he is. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's the best player of this generation. But he's also always been injured. I think his cards are where they are. They're not really going up much. They're not going down much unless something ridiculous happens.
The only thing I'll argue with you, and I agree on the high end stuff, right? I think you're right with Trout. I will tell you that, and I'm going to ask you about Bellinger because I don't know, because I know you're a collector. My Acuna stuff sells well. When I'm doing an auction and I have Acuna up there, I think I just had a stack of 8 cards. And they were nothing numbered. They were all just parallel colors, yellow, green, and they were regular base, no rookie or anything, sold easily. Couldn't do the same with the Trout, which is odd. So I have not been able to move Trout cards. Now, I still do think his high-end stuff is very valuable and will remain that way. But nobody's just picking up Trout for the sake of adding to their PC. So that's just my opinion as a seller, right? What I've seen. Now, I don't sell Belly. I don't collect Belly. Not really know much about his card value. What is his top card and what is it going for?
My top card that I have of him, and it's actually my favorite card in existence. I don't think I got one sitting here. It's the rookie short print high fives where he's just hit a home run. He's coming in. He's slapping hands and stuff. I mean, I bought a PSA 10 at one point for almost $400. A PSA 10 now goes for like $60.
Wow.
So he is. I mean, but Bellinger's a former MVP, a World Series champion, a World Series MVP, a Rookie of the Year. I think if he puts up those, not like say he puts up Judge numbers this year in New York, which we know he can, he just has to do it. Those cards go back up to $300-$400 again that I have.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not selling anything. I'd buy right now on Bellinger just because I like him, not necessarily because I think it's going to go up. I'm absolutely not selling anything I have because I'd rather have the card than the $5. But if it goes back up to $300, I'll sell them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep one and sell the rest. I mean, I've got 50 Bellinger slabs in my case over there. So like
I added a few names to the list that I'm hoping I see break out. And these guys were hobby. Maybe not one of them was not hobby god, but I will tell you that Tatis Jr. was hobby god when he came out as a rookie, right? Luis Robert, I can't remember.
He's out of Chicago.
All right, here's the problem with Luis Robert. It happened during COVID, right? So that was the peak of everything. But I can't remember another card that everyone was just waiting for and chasing than his rookie cards that year, right? And
him and Bichette.
Yeah, and Bichette is basically pennies on the dollar from back then. I have Alonso on there too, right? Pete Alonso. I feel like he puts up such big numbers quietly in a weird way, right? Being in New York, you would think, how could it be quiet? But it is quiet. I mean, this guy hits a lot of home runs. Yeah. And he hit a big home run for the Mets last year, which helped him in the playoffs. So I feel like
Brewers, right?
Yeah. I feel like he's another one that if he has a good year, his value can go up. And then the last one I had, and this is probably going to sound weird to you, but I had Gleyber Torres on my list. And the reason I had Gleyber was he was another one that rookie card was hot. I hit when Ben was doing and I don't buy Inception anymore, but it was
I like Inception a lot.
I did. I got heavy into Inception that year, and I actually had the Yankees in one of the breaks and got 3 of these patch autos, rookie Gleybers that I'm still sitting on. I just think he's another one that maybe Detroit, he has another good year. Who knows?
I have a lot of Gavin Lux Inception.
You know, he's an actual great example. Gavin Lux, a great example of somebody that was, and maybe not so much Dustin May, but even that whole Dodger year, right? They had Dustin May and you had, but Lux, oh my God, that's like a bullseye there. He was absolutely someone that I'm trying to see who else we got over here that was like.
I think a main guy who can go very far up and very far down is Elly De La Cruz. He has so much hype around him, and finally the Reds should have a good team. He could easily be a 40-40, 50-50 guy.
I actually have him.
Imagine if Elly comes out and puts up a 50-50 season right after Ohtani did.
I have him stealing 70 bases. I'm not kidding.
It's easy. Not easy, but he should be a center fielder. I mean, like he could, like I said, Darrelle Revis, water covers 66% of the earth. Darrelle Revis covers the rest, or whatever the joke is. Like, that's Elly. Like, he could fly. He's a Billy Hamilton fast. So I think he can stay healthy. If he can, like, in the preseason right now, he's batting like 500.
Is he, probably a silly question, but you're close to this. Is he the face of the team?
Absolutely.
He is.
Since Votto left, yeah.
So even this young, he's the face of the team already.
Yeah, I mean, India's gone, so it's Elly. It's not Tyler Stevenson. It's not Spencer Steer. It's not Matt McLean. It's not Encarnacion Strand. It's absolutely. I mean, maybe you go Hunter Green. I think Hunter Green's got a real chance to win a Cy Young, but No, it's Ellie De La Cruz. He's the
Yeah.
face. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, when you're in the box that tops Chrome,
Yeah.
that's when you're the face of the team.
And then
Yep.
I like guys like Jose Ramirez. Like, I don't think he's going up or down. He is what he is. Like, he's very likable, but I don't think he's very marketable. So he's not collectible. Like we talked about Paul Skeens and his marketability. Ellie's got that big personality as well.
What about DeGrom?
Like that.
What about Jacob DeGrom? Like,
what about him?
I'm saying, like, this guy comes back and has another 1.21 ERA and wins 15 games.
Did anybody care about Chris Sale?
No. Nobody cared about
Chris Sale. Came back and won the Cy Young last year. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
So give me like I mean, there's no Mariano Rivera in the league. I mean, close to maybe Devin Williams, but like there's nobody that's even likable like that. I think you got to be marketable. I think Tatis, like you said, very marketable. But then you get a guy like we said, Jose Ramirez, not that marketable. Like Julio Rodriguez, I don't even think is very marketable. Bobby Witt Jr., he's everywhere, very marketable.
Yeah.
Gunnar Henderson, Colton Cowser, very marketable. Tariq Skubal, very marketable. Corbin Carroll, he's another one, very marketable. And then you get guys like Matt McClain.
I mean,
very good, but like who wants Matt McClain?
I'll just rattle
Matt McClain besides Reds fans.
I'm going to rattle through a couple of the cards, and you just tell me, like, how about Devers?
And he does nothing for me.
How about James Wood?
No. Well, yeah, Wood and C.J. Abrams.
Arenado?
He's too old. Don't care.
Mookie?
Mookie's already Mookie. Like,
how about Bryce?
Bryce Harper. He needs another MVP, but I just think he's a Hall of Famer. He's top tier. He's the LeBron James of baseball. Like, he came in when he was 12.
How about this guy?
I feel like he's an Astro, and people, even though he wasn't on the squad, he's a cheater. Like, people just associate that.
Isn't that funny? I do, and I know he wasn't on, and I know for a fact he wasn't on that team.
But I still associate him with the cheaters.
There's your boy.
Yeah, there's my boy.
He is awesome. He really is awesome. All right.
But I got to tell you exactly. I see my Joey Votto sitting here. Joey posted a selfie in front of the Tokyo Dome, said, "I'm here for opening day." And he went to the game. I thought it was really cool.
He went to the game.
Joey Votto went to the Dodgers-Cubs game in Tokyo, and took a picture outside of the stadium saying, this is my 35th opening day or whatever it is. And he's there as a fan.
He went as a fan. That is really awesome. He's very likable too.
Yeah, very likable.
Very likable. So you asked also like some breakouts. So we talked about a lot of these guys, but I mean, here's my list of guys that I think, and I'd like to see I think Gunnar is destined for stardom. We talked enough about Ellie. I think Skeens. I'd like to see Volpe. Man, he's got to break out of this, shortstop hitter. Yeah. I mentioned him earlier, Ke'Bryan Hayes. He was another one on the Pirates that he was a hot card, right? Him.
I got a lot of Ke'Bryan Hayes. I sent most of them to Vargo because he likes them, but I guess
he does. What is Kevin saying? Drink a Dr. Pepper. Drink a Dr. Pepper.
I do like Dr. Pepper.
Well, I just started watching Landman. And Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I've seen previews. I haven't seen it yet.
He loves his Dr. Pepper. He loves his Dr. Pepper. I have Julio Rodriguez on my list because I think he had that breakout year. I think it was almost matinee idolish kind of thing, right? And then he had the sophomore slump a little bit. I'd like to see him make a comeback. I have Witt. My prediction is Witt as the MVP. I have Bobby Witt Jr. win the MVP. Now
I like Mark Vientos, I think his name is. Third baseman for the Mets.
For the Mets, yeah.
And God, I just had it on top of my head. I mean, I think Corbin Carroll's going to have an excellent season. There's one guy that I'm thinking of. Like, I literally had it and was listening to you, and then I'm like, no, I forgot it now.
Corbin Carroll.
Gunnar Henderson's the guy. Matt McClain from the Cincinnati Reds. He was hurt most of last year. He's our second
Oh, yeah,
baseman.
yeah.
They got rid of Jonathan India to bring him back. And he's just going to quietly hit like 330. He's going to be the guy with the RBIs that people are going to have to pitch to because you don't want to pitch to Ellie. You don't want to pitch to Encarnacion Strand putting balls in the Ohio River. He's going to be one of the guys on the team that you're going to have to throw to. And he's just quietly a stud, and he was injured all last year. So I think he's on the breakout. And, of course, you know, I'm a homer. So I'm going to pick a Reds guy. But don't forget Jackson Churio. Jackson Holiday.
Right. Chorio's definitely one of them. That's true. I still think that the Pirates, that kid Jared Jones is a good pitcher too. I think he's going to have a good year.
Steven Kwan's going to win the batting title.
Oh, Guardians.
But not collectible.
No.
But he's going to win the batting title.
Because what's his name on San Diego is not collectible either. The guy who was
Reyes,
who's good about 400 every year, right? Like Gwynn, he's not collectible either. So there are some milestones this year that where all if I was a betting man, all four of these are going to happen. So first one is Ohtani is 24 home runs away from 250.
He gets it.
Without a doubt, he gets that.
Before the All-Star break.
Oh, so the 24. So disclaimer, I don't know if that counts the one he had.
He already hit.
Yeah, he already hit. So he may be 23 or it may be 24 now. He was 25. But either way, you thinking by All-Star break. I'm going to write that down so we can talk about that. We'll review these milestones. Kershaw, 3,000 Ks. He's 32 away. That one's is he pitching enough to even get 32 Ks?
They'll find a way.
All right.
Clayton Kershaw is too important to the Dodgers. The fact that they brought him back for another year, they'll get it to him, or they would just let him ride.
So he's 32 away. We think he'll get it. I mentioned it earlier. Trout is 22 home runs away from 400.
If he's healthy, he gets it. If not,
another All-Star break if he's healthy, right?
Yeah, if he stays healthy, that team's really bad.
How about this one? My boy, 99, Aaron Judge. He's 35 away from 350.
Yeah, take all four.
Yeah, all four. Right, there were two other ones that I didn't think were, and one of them was someone you just mentioned. Chris Sale's close to 2,500 Ks. I didn't even care. And Soto, I hate him so much, or what he did to my Yankees. He's closing in on 1,000 hits in his career already. So, but I think these four will happen.
Does Pete Rose get in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it sucks that he will this way, posthumously, but he will.
Yeah, I agree.
He will. He'll get in the Hall of Fame, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So, have you been to Cooperstown?
No.
All right, you have to put that on your bucket list, especially as you love baseball the way you do. It's just unbelievable. You've been to Canton, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot of times. That's 2 hours away.
Right, it's close by, but the whole hall is filled with Pete Rose stuff because he holds so many records.
I mean, there was a time that Pete Rose said the Cincinnati Reds play in a building built on a street named after me, and I can't go into that building. And now they allow sports betting in that building.
Well, that's very true. I mean, look, we have professional teams in Vegas now.
I mean, put Bonds in, put Clemens in, put A-Rod in, put them all in.
Manny.
You know what? That's baseball. Those records happened. If you don't want to give them the record, then they don't belong. But you gave them the record.
I saw someone that posted on X the other day. Maybe it was X. It might have been TikTok. The 10 most overrated players in the Hall of Fame. And the second one was Mariano Rivera. By that time, I was so pissed that someone would actually
stop watching. They're just trolling you at this point.
Yeah, he actually had Babe Ruth on the list. He said that if Babe Ruth was on he played for Cleveland. He wouldn't have done anything. Just
Babe Ruth also came to the games with 6 cheeseburgers, 4 cigars, and 12 beers deep. Imagine if he had some Daryl Strawberry cocaine and some
he did.
Mark McGuire HGH.
I do want to talk a little bit more about the hobby before we close up today, but I want to talk specifically about, and when you texted me this, I'm going to share my screen here. I was absolutely blown away by the price of this.
Caitlin Clark effect. Nobody wants Angel Reese. Asia Wilson and Cameron Brink are pretty collectible. Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Wanscoop, but this is the Caitlin Clark effect right here.
But I do think that she makes the rest of the rookie, which was a very strong rookie class, very collectible as well. I do think that Caitlin Clark helps the other rookies with their collectability. I absolutely believe that.
Because
I wouldn't.
Do you have the NBA prices pulled up?
I don't, but I probably can get it here.
Because what NBA player rookie are you after? That's going to be better than Caitlin Clark right now. Because there's one from Philly who was a Duke guy who got hurt. But other than that, if this isn't a Wemby year, this isn't a Zion and Ja year, Caitlin Clark's transcending the WNBA. She's worth more to the WNBA than it's like Tiger in golf. That's the only one I could put even close to it. What she means to the WNBA.
I did. Here it is. That's first off the line. Fast break box is $329. $579 hobby box.
That's what WNBA was $1,000, right?
Was $1,000.
It's almost double the money for a WNBA hobby compared to an NBA hobby. We've never seen that before. We probably won't see it again. Paige Beckers is coming out next year. Maybe when Juju comes out. I got a daughter. We're going to the OSU Ohio State NCAA game Friday. So we watch women's college basketball together. There's some really good talent coming out.
Who do you even? I wouldn't buy this anyway. I don't collect basketball, so that's not fair to say. But who's in here?
Exactly.
Castle, Sarr, Eddie, maybe Eddie. But he's averaging 9 points a game, right? It's not like he's not exactly killing it out there. Man. This is the basketball. The women's is crazy. I also wouldn't pay $1,000 for that box either. But
no, we have bought a Prism hobby every single year until this year. They're normally less than $100. $150 for the 2020, and that was the first year of Prism for women's basketball. Those are the cards that are worth something.
Yeah, the WNBA one. Here it is. This is
even the Monopoly blasters are $45.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But see, then if you're a breaker, how are you even doing this? $1,000 for the Fever? Are you doing by player? Are you doing random teams? Because if I'm buying into a break and it's random teams and I don't get the Fever, I think it'd be a really hard sell, that product for breaks, unless somehow, because all you want really is Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese or Cameron Brink. There's 3 teams, and that's it.
Yeah, unless there's a lot of color and autos in there that you go after, but it shows the rookies here: Caitlin, Angel, Cameron, Camila Cardosa, Aliyah Edwards. There's some on there, but you're right; it's the top 2 or 3, and that's
you want the 3, and if you're not on that,
it's not even the 3. It's what you said. You had mentioned it. It's Caitlin, and then there's everyone else, right? And then you said she's more. You mentioned this to me. She's more valuable to the league than any player is to any other league right now. Or were you meaning all time?
I think the only one who can compare is Tiger Woods to golf.
So that was my question: is has any other athlete ever transcended the sport?
I don't. I mean, I watched a video where they compared it was Magic and Bird together for the NBA, brought it to where it is. But like every other sport has multiple superstars at multiple times. There's nobody bringing in the Chicago Sky moved their home games versus the Indiana Fever to the United Center to sell out. Las Vegas is moving their home game versus Indiana to
T-Mobile.
other stadiums that are bigger versus the Indiana. What team is doing that for anybody else?
Right.
Having to move. Well, maybe Messi coming to Major League Soccer because the Columbus Crew moved their game from here to Cleveland Brown Stadium when they play Miami.
I think Messi has a lot to do with that, but I also think the popularity of that sport has a lot to do with it.
Messi is an international, global superstar.
Yes.
Caitlin Clark is an American superstar.
Yes, and that could change. But
also, soccer's not a real sport in America. It's still
correct.
Fake.
So if I had to ask you for it, it's not a real sport.
It's real in Europe.
Although I did get to play some FIFA on Xbox the other day, and it's actually pretty fun to play.
I do like playing, yeah.
I love playing it on Xbox. All right, greatest in every sport. Could you even mention it? Could you even say who the greatest was in every sport? You can't, because it goes by era, right? Like I know that it's Jordan. I know that it's Michael Jordan. There's no one better because no one had a killer instinct like him. But Kobe did have a killer instinct, but Kobe's still not Michael Jordan. LeBron's won. LeBron holds almost every record, and he's going to end up holding almost every record. But LeBron doesn't have, in my opinion, he doesn't have the killer instinct that Jordan had.
But then you got guys like Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Pete Maravich.
Yeah,
like you said, it's eras. Like
I think you're right. If you said WNBA greatest of all time, people are already going to say Caitlin Clark, right?
I mean, most of the people are like, I'm going to still go with like Cheryl Swoops, but
and then if you ask golf, I think you are going to get a lot of Tiger Woods answers for that. But I do think in basketball, especially the NBA, it's going to be all over the place, right? NBA will be all over the place. I think people could. I think hockey though is one of the majors that you. I don't care that Ovechkin breaks his record. He's nowhere near him in total points. He'll never win the same amount of cups as him. That's one that I don't care that he scores more goals than him. But I do think that every other sport, you can have an argument of who's the greatest, right? Who the greatest is. And football, a lot of people depends on how you look at position players versus,
Jerry Rice or Tom Brady.
Yeah. I remember an argument.
Joe Thomas.
Right. Right, exactly. I remember an argument from a long time ago, Chris, where someone asked, it was a story where they asked Phil Rizzuto who was a better hitter, Joe DiMaggio or Ted Williams. Now, if you look on paper, there's no question Ted Williams is a much better hitter by stats. No questions. But Rizzuto, the Yankee that he is, answered DiMaggio. And they said, why? And he said, because DiMaggio won. And, if you have that winning is everything mentality, then Troy Aikman is a better quarterback than Dan Marino.
Yeah, so is Trent Dilfer.
Right.
Vinny Testaverde.
How about Mark Sanchez?
He has, that
2 AFC championships.
That Tim Tebow has the most playoff wins of any quarterback drafted by the Denver Broncos.
Really?
With 1.
Really? So Elway wasn't drafted by them.
Baltimore Colts.
Ah, right.
And then Manning came from Indianapolis. Those are our 3 Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake Plummer was somewhere else. Cutler left.
1. That was an awesome win, too.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Awesome. I remember.
That was an awesome win. All right, last question, then we're going to say goodbye until vacation. You asked about the coffee mugs today on Twitter. I'll let you ask the question again because it was a great question.
I said, is it anybody else have a cabinet full of coffee mugs and they only use 2 of them, or is it just me?
No, it's not just you. I grab the same one every day.
It's a lot of people on Twitter have the same thing. Cabinets full.
So I also, and she, I hope she doesn't hear me. I have a lunatic wife that just does not like clutter. So I love having all different mugs. I will go into the closet and every day she'll throw another one away. So she won't throw away the one I use because it's always in the front. But other than that, like I can't go to Disney next week and buy a mug because that will find itself in the garbage a week later.
Yeah.
Anyway, awesome talking to you. This anything else on your list?
Not that I can think of, man. The busy season starts in life. Looking forward to it. The shop's moving along. The vending machines are good. Baseball's about to start, and that's the best time of year. Spring breaks next week. Got a lot of good things to look forward to, man. Love March Madness.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. And listen, you have a safe trip, you and your family, and we'll chat when you get back. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, take care. Thanks for watching.
Everyone. Bye.